Welcome back to Pancake FC, the YouTube channel named after the fantasy team named after my dog. Today, we are making our tier list for MLS Fantasy Week 15 and building my first team drafts. But first, we got to look back on how my team fared last week. I'm, as always, joined by my co-host, man's best friend, as they say. It is, of course, Pancake laying on the couch, really taking her co-hosting duty seriously, working like a dog, as they say. If you do hear any dog or dog-related noises over the audio, well, you know who to blame. And last thing, before we get into it, if you do find yourself enjoying the video, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. For every person who does so, Pancake gets an extra treat. Okay, let's get into it. The game just unlocked a little late/early, earlier than I thought it was going to. I thought it might be until tomorrow because of the holiday and the copious amounts of points corrections that needed to take place, but that was not the case. I walked down the stairs and now I'm out of breath. Okay, let's take a look at my team. We'll start with the goalkeepers, move on from there. I ended up with 72 points, not great. Week rank 1022. My overall rank, I've been on a skid. I think I got all the way up to 108, and now I'm back, moving back down to 177. I definitely need a get right week. Takaoka did not work out. I was hoping that Miami, without a lot of their key players, would struggle. They did not. Vancouver are kind of on fraud watch right now, to be honest. Bono didn't necessarily work out either. I probably shouldn't have bet on a DC clean sheet. It's probably my bad. He did get 3 points, though. Let's look at my defenders. Joel Waterman got 9 points. That was my bravest play of the week. Paid off big time. He hit it with the clean sheet and the bonus points of full 9. Very, very happy with the Waterman call. Kai Wagner got a clean sheet, but no bonus points. Just kind of odd. He wasn't on set pieces, at all. So I don't really know if that's going to be the case moving forward, or if it was just a one-time thing, or because it was an away game. I really don't know. I'm kind of nervous about Kai Wagner right now. Aaron Herrera got a 3, which is kind of whatever. Evander popped off, got 11 points. Acosta didn't do much, only 3 points. Ricky Pooch with 13, which is hilarious, by the way, on Acosta, because they scored 4 goals. He wasn't involved in any of them. That's what can you say aside from just bad luck. Ricky Pooch got 13 points. He's just the best player in the game. I should have capped him. Ryan Glau with the Big 12. Benteke with the goose egg. That's great. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I felt so smart when Cucho got a 0 and everyone capped him, and now look at me. This is my punishment for that, I guess. It's just a bummer. The 0 is just ridiculous. Obviously, this week has changed my perception of Christian Benteke. He kind of tricked us, I think, a little bit earlier in the year. He put up a lot more bonus points than he has recently. He's goal dependent. He's massively boomer bust, like buying a lottery ticket. If you still want to take Benteke, put him on your bench. Don't start him. Don't start him. Don't cap him. It's too risky, and I will not be doing it again. Carlos Hill did well, 7 points. Buanga and Arango both blanked, although Arango did still put up 5 points. Maybe even with Messi, but probably aside from Messi, he's got the best floor of any. Actually, no, probably Bernardeschi does, but one of the best floors of any forward. I wish I would have started him, but it is what it is. And that is pretty much how my team fared. Just a few things to look at for the upcoming week before we get into the tier list. It is a double game week, yet again, games on Wednesday, 1 game Friday, and then Saturday, and I think a game on Sunday as well. Columbus are the team on a bye, so if you, for your safe scrubs, for your switcheroos, get your players from Columbus. Players on yellow card watch. Christian Benteke, if he gets one more yellow card, he will be suspended. Same for Carlos Gomez, Joel Waterman, Chicho, and Julian Carranza. So those are the guys that if you're going to take them this week, proceed with caution. Maybe stick them on your bench, because if they do get a yellow card on Wednesday, they will not be able to play on Saturday. Players who are suspended, and there's probably more for these, by the way. There's for sure more. These are just the ones I was able to gather. Atuesta from LAFC is suspended for Wednesday. Brad Guzan also suspended for Wednesday, although I kind of suspect, we'll have to see. It probably depends on what the coaching situation is with Atlanta. I'm shocked that Pineda is still their coach. I mean, I don't... If Josh Cohen has a good game and the goal for Atlanta Wednesday, I wouldn't be surprised if he started Saturday too. Guzan's form has kind of fallen off a cliff the last few games. But if Pineda's still the coach, I bet he just starts Guzan, even if Cohen has the game of his life on Wednesday, to be honest. On the injury report, Gigi, not 100% sure on his status. or if he'll be good to go. The other thing with Giacomakis is he is maybe making a transfer to Mexico right now, which is definitely interesting. So I for sure wouldn't take him this week, whether they say he's healthy or not. Joseph Paintsil, I actually have no idea if he's going to play this week or not. Keep an eye out for that because he has been dealing with something recently. Thomas Shankale from New England picked up an injury. Jesus Ferreira picked up an injury. And then Tommy for SKC also picked up an injury. Keep an eye out for the status reports that they put out to see if these guys are going to be good to go or not. Let's get into the tier list. Our tiers are great option, good option, fun pick, and maybe, but probably not. Christian Benteke is the definition maybe of maybe, but probably not. I think that's kind of interesting with him is he hasn't scored, I think, the last 3 weeks in a row. That really makes me think he's going to score this week. If you want to take a big risk, stick him on your bench. But I would say probably not in general. He's kind of cold right now, and there's a lot of good forwards out there for this week. So we'll just kind of have to play that one by ear. Gotta double check a lot of these matchups. DC do play Toronto, which is not a bad matchup at all at home. That is, and then they also play Montreal. Montreal actually aren't that bad defensively at home. So, I don't know. If you're for some reason really feeling Benteke even after last week, then you can do it. Otherwise, probably not. Thiago Almada, I think, is probably a good option. It seems like he's going to be healthy, and he still has an amazing floor, even though I'm pretty sure Atlanta have 2 away games. Is that right? They go to Inter Miami, and then, no, they host Charlotte as well. It doesn't seem to matter for them, though. Their form in general is just really terrible right now. If Pineda's sacked before Sunday, they could get a new manager bounce if they lose their game against Miami, which frankly they surely will. So to be honest, you could maybe bank on that. It's not a bad idea. So I think I'm not a good option. Brooks Lennon, gonna say maybe, but probably not. He did okay. Excuse me, goodness gracious, he did okay last game, but I think he's just kind of fallen off. It might have to wait for there to be a coaching change in Atlanta before he becomes an option again. Messi is probably a great option this week. His minutes are a little bit up in the air, but I think he'll probably be good to go. I'm not sure if he's going to play 2 90s. When he has played, though, he has played full 90s. And I think he's going to play both games. So he's probably a great option. Hani Mukhtar, maybe a fun pick. I got to remind myself in Nashville playing there. Hosting New England, that is a nice matchup for them for sure. And then going to Cincinnati, that is not a nice matchup. So 1 for 2 if you're really feeling Hani Mukhtar, there you go. Walker Zimmerman, probably a fun pick too, just if you're looking for defenders who are putting up BPs. Zimmerman has been getting some bonus points, so there you go. Luis Suarez, probably a good option. Miami do have 2 home games. I would target the teams that have 2 home games, and don't take any players from teams that only have 1 game. I really, really would urge against that. Even Lucho Acosta, Cincinnati only play once. I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't do it. There's a motorcycle revving outside. I wouldn't do it. I would go all double gaming players. Your odds of getting good scores are just way higher, even if Lucho Acosta is so good. Motorcycle's really revving outside. So I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but Inter Miami have double home game fixtures. New York have double home game fixtures. Philadelphia, double home game. Chicago, double home game, although nobody really cares. And then I think that's it. And LAFC have double home games. So I would target those defenses and a lot of players from those teams for sure. Jordi Alba is probably a good option this week. Again, they have the double home. Actually, do they travel? Am I confused, or did I have it right? No, I had it right. It is double home. So I like Jordi Alba a lot, actually, right now. He had the assist last week, I believe. Been doing okay with the bonus points. Julian Gressel, probably not. It could. This is, if you want to try Gressel, this could be the week. Nicholas Ferrer is out for the season, which stinks because he would have been the first player on my team this week. If you want to try Gressel, go for it, but he's still not doing anything, so probably not. Tomas Aviles is maybe, you know what? I maybe should have put Christoph in this tier list. Pretend this says Aviles / Christoph. If you want to take a Miami center back, they do get a lot of passing bonus points sometimes, then go for it. I would say the only problem with Aviles is he gets a lot of yellow cards. And honestly, he's a red card risk. He's like super reckless player. I'm gonna say probably not. Pretend if it was Kristoff, I would say maybe fun pick, even though I don't really rate him, and they might rotate anyway. So probably not for those guys. Matias Rojas, probably just a fun pick. Maybe a little bit not super expensive, high end mid. He seems to do better when Messi's in the team. I can't remember how he did last week. He might have done all right, but he's definitely a fun pick. Noah Isle, defender from the New York Red Bulls. He recently hasn't been putting up quite as many bonus points as he was for a minute there, and they have rotated some, so I'll probably just call him a fun pick. But I do really like that New York defense. They're hosting Charlotte and I believe hosting Orlando. Very, very nice home matchups. Possible double clean sheet chance there. John Tolkien, also a fun pick. Probably actually, might even say, probably just a fun pick. I just, probably the Red Bulls defenders is a lot of times they tend to rotate. Their bonus points aren't super great. There's Nealis too. I think one of the Nealis brothers is hurt right now. The other one should be good to go. I'm not sure about his bonus points. I'll maybe have to look in a minute when we make our team. But for New York defenders, I think they're fun options. I think Carlos Cornell is a good option though at goalkeeper. Definitely take him if you want to shot at those cleans. Drake Callender, double home games, probably a good option this week, even though I know Miami's defense is not the most reliable. Emil Forsberg, definitely a good option on set pieces and pens for New York. Lewis Morgan, probably just a fun pick. The only issue if you want to double up with Morgan and Forsberg is that then you couldn't take extra Red Bulls defenders or a keeper and a defender. It's kind of my only issue there. And again, Morgan's not on pens or anything like that, but he has been playing really well recently, putting the ball in the back of the net. So if you want to double up Forsberg and Morgan, then I definitely wouldn't blame you. Kai Wagner, I'm not really sure what to make of Kai Wagner right now. If he's not on set pieces anymore, then I think he's straight up maybe, but probably not. Philadelphia's home defense is not very good. They're not very good. They concede a lot at home. They're just kind of an unreliable team in general right now. So I'll probably stick him. Look, I'm going to put him in maybe, but probably not, with the caveat that I feel like the set piece situation is unreliable, and that's really the reason you take Kai Wagner is for the free kicks and stuff. He wasn't on them last week, and he didn't really get any points. So there you go. If he is though, then I think he's a good option. But assuming he's not, I would say don't do it. Semley from Philadelphia, their goalkeeper, because Andre Blake is still injured. Probably a fun pick. Just they do have the double home game fixtures, but again, I definitely don't trust Philly's defense at home. Gazdag, I like quite a bit on pens. Been playing pretty well recently. Double home games. I think he scored all but maybe one, maybe close to all of Philadelphia's, almost every home game he has scored. If not every home game. I can't remember if they had one where he didn't, but very good pick this week. Julian Carranza. Ooh, did I forget to put him? No, I did say him on Yellow Card Watch. I think he's a fun pick, but not on pens. Does do good with bonus points, though. Does put the ball in the back of the net. I don't know if he'll be distracted by a lot of the rumors of him leaving right now. I don't know if that's going to play a factor. So I'd probably just say fun pick. I'm not maybe super high on Julian Carranza. Bernardeschi, I think, is a very good option. So I'm making a little bit of a strategy change this week with my forwards. I'm actually going to do the exact same thing that I do with my defenders. If you've been following along with the channel recently, you know that I'm picking defenders who are getting bonus points over defenders who have a better chance at a clean sheet. Taking bonus points above all else. I'm going to start doing the same thing with forwards. I'm going to make sure, and really just with the starters, is make sure that I start forwards who are getting bonus points. No more starting Christian Benteke, Buongo, Way, stuff like that. I'm going to prioritize those BPs. Bernardeschi is like the Greek god, the Italian god of getting bonus points right now. He's crushing it, so I think he's a very good option. Insigne, probably a fun pick. If you want to double up Bernardeschi and Insigne, that could be fun. They do have double away games, though, so maybe not, but they're both playing very, very well right now, and Toronto are definitely a fun team to watch. Evander is just a great option. Just a great option. Borderline matchup proof. He's only had kind of one not great game this year where I think he had a 3. Everything else has been at least a 5 or 6. Super, super impressive. I think Gutman is a fun pick. Chicago are really poor, even though they got the draw against DC. That was on DC. Chicago are still not good, and they have not been good at home. But, home teams do have a 2/3 better chance of keeping a clean sheet, and the I think like a 3/5 or 2/5 better chance of scoring a goal. One or the other. They have a better chance of scoring a goal too. Most goals come from home teams. So with the stats in mind, you're giving yourself a better shot. I don't like their matchup against the Galaxy. I think they're really going to struggle that game. However, hosting Orlando, I think they've got a shot at maybe keeping a clean sheet. And Gutman does do okay with the bonus points. He is also a very attacking fullback. I kind of like Gutman this week. I think he's a fun pick. Chris Brady, probably a fun pick too, if you do want to get nuts and punt on that Chicago defense. Ryan Gauld, maybe a great option. Maybe just a good option. Let me see. Who does Vancouver play? So they are playing away at KC. Not a bad matchup at all. And then they are hosting Colorado. Yeah, I'm comfortable saying Gauld is a great option this week. He's been really, really good recently. I know Vancouver haven't been as good, but it doesn't seem to be bugging Gauld. Ricky Pooch is the best option in this game, in my opinion. He's the most matchup-proof player, if not like the only one. He has not dropped anything less than, I'm pretty sure, a 5. Cap him. Cap him. If you're not capping Messi, cap Ricky Pooch. Yeah. Just do that. Just do that. Maya Yoshida, probably a good option. He does really good on the bonus points. I know the Galaxy's defense isn't great, but they do have that matchup against Chicago. And then the first game, they host FC Dallas, who don't have Jesus Ferreira. So I like those matchups quite a bit. Diego Fagundes, I think, is a very fun punt. He's been doing really good recently. He's a great budget midfield option. John McCarthy, probably a good option, too, for getting into that Galaxy defense. Joveljic, probably just say a fun pick. I'm not 100% sure on him right now. His minutes are kind of whack, and if Painter's not playing, he's not getting the same service, but he's still very solid. His expected goals are one of the highest in the league, so he's getting the chances for sure. Chicho is, in theory, a great option, but the yellow card thing really freaks me out. So I'm going to call him just a good option. I think Chicho as a bench play is a great pick. I don't think I'd start him this week because of the yellow card situation. It's a little bit risky, and I started him 2 weeks ago when the situation was the same, and I don't know if I want to risk it again. That feels like a little bit pushing your luck. So I would say, as a bench play, I think he's about as good as you can do. But I wouldn't start him this week. Carlos Gomez, also on yellow card watch. I do think he's still a fun pick, though. RSL have been playing really well recently. Denny Bouanga, this is Bouanga at home, okay? At home, Denny Bouanga is a great option. Great option. Double home game. I think Bouanga is a must this week. Laurie, I think, is a good option for sure if you want to take advantage of the double home game slate for LAFC. Take a shot on him. Chanel, hopefully he plays 2 full 90s. His minutes have seen pretty good recently. I don't know if LAFC are going to try the back 3 again like they did away against Atlanta, but Chanel does really good on bonus points. Definitely a good pick. I think Oliveira is a fun way into that LAFC midfield. He's been playing pretty well recently. Lucho Costa wouldn't do it, like I said earlier. He only has the one game. On double game weeks, I just wouldn't pick teams that play one game. Just wouldn't do it. And then the last guy I got is Glesnes from Philadelphia. Probably say maybe, but probably not. But I know people are going to consider doubling up or maybe even tripling Philadelphia defenders because of the home games. Be wary. I just don't like that home defense very much. All right. On to my team. I have not messed with this at all. No draft at all. This is my very first time looking at it, so this might take a minute, and I apologize. So I got to see with goalkeepers who plays late. LAFC play last. They play at 9:45, so that actually brings probably the 7:30 guys into play for a keeperoo. Yeah, I'll probably take Lloris. Stick him in there for now. I like those matchups. Minnesota's kind of tough, kind of tricky. And then does Coronel play early? Okay, I'll probably go Lloris and Coronel. Makes the most sense to me. I'm kind of tempted to punt on Brady, but doesn't really seem like the wisest decision. And Calendar, those matchups aren't too bad, but probably not going to do it. Let's see. Who am I looking for again? What am I doing? Oh, here he is. All right. I'll do my forwards. So I'm taking Messi for sure, unless something comes out about him maybe not playing or this or that, but I don't know why it would. Probably Probably, I mean, I gotta take Buanga for sure. And Chicho on the bench. I really want to take Bernardeschi this week, though. I really, really do. I know they're both away games, but they're not bad away games. They're not bad fixtures at all. I'll probably stick Chicho there for now. And maybe we'll revisit it later. For my defensive scrubs, Columbus is the move. I'll probably have enough budget to go with a 4.5 guy. I think that's fine. Actual defenders I'm going to take. This is tough. I think I'm going to excuse me. I think I'm going to risk it and pass on Kai Wagner. Everyone's going to take him this week. He's going to be mega, mega chalked. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm definitely not taking Brooks Lennon again. I like Maya Yoshida a lot for these games, especially with that Chicago game. And hosting Dallas, I think that's a pretty solid pick. Kind of like Jordi Alba. Probably going to do Alba too. And man, you know what? I'm actually really tempted. It feels like a dumb pick, but my dumb picks have kind of been working a little bit. I kind of want to take Gutman. Pancake just set up. I don't know what she's thinking about. What are you thinking about, Pancake? She's thinking about nothing. That head's empty. Gutman, double home game, Orlando. That Orlando game's good. That Galaxy game is not. But Galaxy's defense isn't great. I'm going to stick him in. I'm going to stick him in for now. And we'll see what happens. If it'll let me. It doesn't want to stick him in. Okay. Let me pivot to the midfielders real fast. So, obviously I'm taking Pooch. I'm going to take a Vander. I'm going to take Gazdag. I want Forsberg. I know that too. And that leaves me 2 spots. They're both... Is one of them a defender? Yeah. Defender and a midfielder. So I've got Pooch, Vander, Gazdag. Ooh, I want Gald. Yeah, I want Gald. I want Gald for sure. That's probably going to be my midfield. Gazdag, Forsberg, Gald, Vander, Pooch. Okay. And then does this... Oh, you know what though? Does one of these guys play late? I guess Buanga plays late because I'm going to need to have one of these guys play late in case my bench goes off. Pooch plays late, but there's no chance I'm scrubbing him. Salt Lake play late. I could scrub Chicho. I guess that's what I'm going to do. So Gald, Gaz, Forsberg, Evander, Pooch are all gonna be in for me. And then I can, I guess, starting Chicho and then scrub him if the bench hits for that 3rd spot is what makes sense. And then I think I need a second defensive scrub. Am I doing a 5-3-2? Is that what's happening here? Okay, I have enough money. Always hit save. Don't forget. So, okay. Put Gutman on the bench. I've got Hughes and Hinostroza. Alba Yoshida. No, I need to switch it like that. So if I set my team up like this, then, gosh, starting Gutman would be so dumb. Gutman, Alba, Yoshida would all just lock in. And then for my bench, I'd have Forsberg, Gald, or Rongo. If Forsberg and Gald would go in for Hinostroza and Hughes. And then Rongo plays... Chicho plays last. What time does Buanga play? He plays last too. So I've got to start... No, wait. Yeah, swap Chicho with Buanga. And then if Forsberg... When does Gald play? I guess this is how I'm going to do it, at least for now. This will probably change. I usually need more time to sit and kind of mess with it, but I think the plan is if Cornell hits, then, I'll scrub Lloris. If Forsberg and Gald hit, they'll go in for, the 2 defenders, and then if Buanga hits, he'll go in for... I'll scrub, or if Buanga hits, Buanga will go in for Hinostroza, and then Forsberg and Gald, if they both hit, then I'll scrub Chicho, which is probably okay, although I do like that second fixture. I don't know. This is where I'm going to leave it for now. I've got the band on Messi. It could switch to Pooch. This is where I'm going to leave it for now, or else I'm going to sit here and just ramble on about it forever. Now, y'all can do the same thing later when you make your teams. That's gonna do it. Just about do it for Pancake and I today. Again, best of luck to all of y'all. I hope you found something of value somewhere in my rambling. I wish all your teams well. I hope you accumulate a lot of bonus points and that the fantasy MLS gods bless you with favorable clean sheets and goals. Ooh, and don't forget to always go with your gut above all else. Best of luck again. I'll talk to y'all later.